When someone says to me, oh, Sloan, I don't really like reading, I don't believe you. I think everyone can like reading if they read the right books. I once read 40 books in 1 month, and since then I've been unable to stop. So here are some really fun, easy, entry-level books if you're trying to get into reading that I really think almost everyone will enjoy. The first series I would recommend is the Carnival series, and then the Once Upon a Broken Heart series by Stephanie Garber. You can kind of look up both and see which one seems more interesting to you. Technically, you're supposed to read Carnival, then Once Upon a Broken Heart, but you could go by just reading Once Upon a Broken Heart and you'd be fine. That's personally my favorite series. These are perfect for someone who's just trying to get into fantasy. They are so fun and whimsical, and they have great YA romance in them. The most beautiful setting. It's very carnival, mystery, magical vibes that I feel like anyone would love. I genuinely cried at the end of book 2, Once Upon a Broken Heart. So next up in the fantasy dimension is Cruel Prince. This one's so famous. I'm sure everyone's heard of it. Basic book talk book, but it's famous for a reason. It truly is phenomenal. Excellent writing, I thought. We have the most iconic female main character possibly ever in YA fiction, Jude. She's like a girl boss. So if you want some of that energy and you want less of the like, I'm 4'11" with my messy bun energy, then you might really like The Cruel Prince. Okay, next one, guys. Imagine this. You find out that you are heir to a massive fortune of billions of dollars, and you have to live with the 4 grandsons of the deceased heir, and they're baddies. That is the Inheritance Games. That was truly one of the ones that really got me hooked. It is such a fun, quick read with a mystery to solve, very old money vibes. However, that author has a superior series called The Naturals. It's about a bunch of teenagers who are essentially working for the FBI, or literally working for the FBI. That one's very much found family vibes, and that author, she loves her love triangles in both books. So I also believe that the dystopian genre is great for someone who's just getting into reading, because there's so many books out there. They're all interesting, thought-provoking, maybe more so than a fantasy or a romance. Obviously, there's like Shattery. That one's really famous on Book Talk. I really liked it whenever I was younger. However, I think that you can get a little bit more interesting like societal commentary from maybe a Neil Shusterman. You've probably been assigned those in schools, but I feel like if you give it a chance outside of school, you'd like it. So Scythe, Unwind, those are really good series. Scythe especially, gosh. Ready Player One, Maze Runner. Well, okay, this is a given. If you haven't read The Hunger Games, what are you doing? If you haven't read the most recent book, Sunrise on the Reaping, what are you doing? That was probably my favorite read of the year so far. Next up, for my romance girlies, I think that there's really no shame in reading romance books. I absolutely love Lynn Painter. She is teen YA romances that I think are just precious, better than the movies, super famous on here. Betting on You is probably my favorite. She recently came out with, or was about to come out with, Fake Skating, which I actually got to read an early arc of. That was exciting. And The Do-Over. Those are just all really cute books that I feel like a girl, like any teenage girl, would just enjoy. Okay, one of my favorite like romance authors is Emily Henry, I would say. Maybe those aren't quite as YA because they're about adults, but they're chill, and they're so really, really good. I love all of those. Those like will make my heart hurt a little bit. And you should definitely read People We Meet on Vacation before the movie comes out in January, because you want to be one of those cool OG people who read the book first, okay? These are all really great ones for you to get started, and as you read and as you go, like you'll find out things you enjoy. You'll probably start to read and enjoy nonfiction books. I recently have really started to. Some people aren't. They're intense, okay, and they explore kind of some darker themes. There's more trauma involved, injuries, really complicated and unfortunate family situations. Okay, first up, I always talk about this. I think this is the perfect series to get into reading because it really pulls you in, and there's lots of books and they're still coming out, and that is the Boys of Tommen series. Just read Binding 13, look that one up, and then if you're into it, you'll keep going. But that author, she's just done a fantastic job at truly building a world that people are addicted to. Great romances, so many different characters that interweave into other stories and other books. Those who know, okay? It's a living, breathing fandom on here, so I really would recommend that you read it. There are just so many incredible books out there. I'm sure I'm forgetting the better half of them. These are just a lot of the like book talk ones that are just really, you could literally read it in a day if you wanted to, because they're that fun and addictive. So yes, let me know if you guys like which your favorites are, what you would recommend to a friend who's just getting into reading, and if you are and you listen to any of my recommendations, comment and let me know what you thought about it, because I'll definitely chat with you about it.